So Jacki in high school had braces and a big perm. Let's just start there. I was not the coolest person. In my high school yearbook, it read something like, I want to make $1 million by the time I'm 30. I look back now and that's the pretty bold thing for an 18-year-old to say in 1982. When I got the offer from Goldman Sachs, that was a dream come true. And your performance is, because it's so objective, it allowed me to have a pretty fast career trajectory and, find my pathway to becoming, a partner at Goldman Sachs, and I think the shortest time in history of maybe anyone at Goldman Sachs. I loved working at Goldman Sachs. As a trader, one of the only women that were trading. So I loved what I did, and I really made time to try to recruit and bring on other women and mentor them and other people, but really with the focus on women. Back 25 years ago, we were just starting to have those conversations about what it looked like for women to have money, let alone using the language financial power, let alone connecting that in a very tactical way around women's progress. We were talking about just getting women up the ladder in corporate America. So I decided to leave Goldman in 2002, and I would say that was a really hard decision. So at that time, I really started to meet with people women that were philanthropists. I might call them feminist philanthropists, women that aligned philanthropic capital around feminist values to make the world more balanced and equal. And I started giving money, writing checks to a lot of organizations at the time that were women-centered. And that was kind of the start of what I would even call this gender lens movement. What that meant, even for women philanthropists at the time, women doing philanthropy, is there was just the birthing of this real mindfulness to what it would look like to focus one's philanthropic capital on women and girls intentionally. And that's when they started something called the Women Moving Millions campaign, which was this idea to say, commit $1 million or more to organizations of your choice that focus on women and girls. I became a part of it, and it really was historic. It was the first time in history that women of wealth came together to intentionally name and give money in community to women-led organizations. Women Moving Millions, Inc., which is still going on today and now has, I think, over 400 members that have collectively catalyzed over $1 billion towards women and girls organizations, and now has a broader mandate around achieving gender equality. I think we have not even come close to tapping in to the power of aligning financial resources around a vision for how the world could be. I realized over that journey that philanthropic capital would absolutely never be enough to make the change that I wanted to see in the world. And I left Women Moving Millions really with the idea of trying to figure out how I could uniquely use my time, treasure, and talent more aligned with this broader idea of how do we support women's financial agency and engagement in a way that wasn't focused on high net wealth women in a philanthropic context. I was just really trying to think of what are the strategies, what can I actually do that could make a difference? And that's when I really started to do a lot more writing and decided that I wanted to start a company that was anchored in advancing women's financial agency and wellness. And that's why I created SheMoney, is try to really invite women into their own financial agency and power. Because we don't, at the highest level, invite women to own their financial power, to aspire to have wealth, and to use those resources in a way that is celebrated often or respected or valued in men, there's such a disconnect there that is sort of keeping the money, I wouldn't say, on the sidelines. So I think of SheMoney as a mechanism to kind of express what I feel like I've learned about money and to call women into relationship with money in a way that makes their lives better. And I think making this connection between financial engagement and agency and women is key to creating the world that we want to live in. We have to be talking about money.